Okay, now it's recording. So everything we checked last class, we practiced at the very end with a Kahoot game, okay? And we had our winner, okay? And she won with a huge difference. I remember that. And well, today we have to continue, okay? Remember, I'm going to show you again. We are going to use these 3 books, okay? So last Saturday was the first session. Some of you didn't have them. I hope everybody has the books today because we're going to use them, okay? During the lessons, during the sessions, we're going to be using exercises from this one and then from the other one, then from another book. So it's very important that you have them at hand. Like for example, me, I have them all here. Okay, just so that we start being prepared. Anyways, I'm trying to include pictures in the PowerPoint just in case you don't have the book, okay? But hopefully you have them, right? It's better because sometimes my picture, it looks very small, okay? If that is the case, please tell me so we can make it bigger, right? So today we're going to start the class with some vocabulary, but it's not going to be with easy vocabulary. You will find that out very soon. It's not going to be something like fruits and vegetables or days, months, and seasons. No, it's going to be vocabulary to build up your level because remember, you are going from a B2 to a C1. That's the idea, okay? And we're going to be working with an exercise first from this book, okay, on vocabulary. So hopefully, I know everybody has a cell phone with internet access, okay? So hopefully you have your cell phone right with you because we're going to be using this if that is the case, if you don't know some of the words, okay? So let's start with vocabulary this morning. As you can see, we have the vocabulary I want you to learn in bold letters. As you can see, it's not very common vocabulary. So I'm going to give you, this is going to be an activity to help us wake up. Okay, that's why I was asking you, did you take a cup of coffee? If not, this activity is going to be like vaccine of caffeine for you, okay? So if you don't know some of the words before we check them together and we clarify doubts, you can use your cell phone to look for meaning, okay? So this is the idea. We're going to read the sentences from 1 to 6, okay? And you will notice that some of the words are in bolts. They are used in a TED Talk that we're going to be looking at in the future from this book. And first, I need you to try and guess the meaning of the words. Just guess and match the words with the definition A to F that we have in the yellow rectangle. Okay, that's the first activity. Right? Do you have any questions? No?
Yeah, I have one, but it's not about the class. The last class we had, we saw a word that was something like the earth grounded, something like that. That means
Earth
when
grounded?
you have the like when you have your feet on the ground, something like that. When you are really
Down to
serious,
earth?
down earth,
Down to earth.
down to earth. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right, please let me know when you finish this activity so that we can check all together, okay? Okay, are we ready? Not yet? Okay, a few more minutes. Sorry, apparently something happened with the session. Okay, can you hear me? Yes. All right, excellent. Excellent. Let me share the screen again. Oh, are you done with the activity? Yes. Excellent. Let's check then. Can you see what I'm sharing? Okay, perfect. There we go. All right, if you're done, let's check. Okay, Constanza, can you please read the first one, please?
Yes. Even though I had everything money could buy, my happiness flatlined. It means stopped increasing but didn't decrease.
Stop increasing, but didn't decrease. Okay. Do you guys agree? Is it the correct one? Okay. All right. Very good. Any other answer? Correct. Okay, let's check the next one then. Very good. Areli.
I crowdsource advice on the best green holiday options. Via the internet, ask a lot of people for.
Correct. Via the internet, ask a lot of people for. So that word means to ask a lot of people. Okay.
That you get a lot of information about something.
Exactly. To receive a lot of information about something. Very good. Okay. Number 3. Oh, let me record the session again because something happened. Oh, it's still recording. or not? Yes, it's still recording. Okay, number 3, Armando.
Deleting my old photographs cleared the arteries of my computer. Clear the arteries is remove unnecessary stuff from the inner working of.
Okay, very good. Well, clear the arteries, remove unnecessary. Okay, good. Next one, let's see who can read the next one. Who do I have? Alma.
Yes, the simple design avoided extraneous elements that would detract from the clean look. And this is not relevant or related.
Not relevant or related. Very good. Excellent. Next one, Laura.
The recycling campaign has helped to stem inflow of waste into local landfill site. And I think the answer is A, reduce the inward movement.
Reduce the inward movement. Okay, reduce the inward movement. Very good. What is this? What in your opinion is inward movement?
I think is stop or reduce.
Stop, reduce. Okay, now in this one, I wanted you to check because we have the first one, flatline and stem the inflow. Stem the inflow means when you, for example, in the case of waste, okay, if people start recycling, we reduce the stem, stem the inflow or more waste coming, but the one we already have doesn't decrease, but we stop the one that is coming, okay? And a heart, think of a heart. The inward movement is what the heart does, a movement from the inside because it beats. So in this one, we can use more, stem the inflow when it says stop increasing, but didn't decrease. And the heart, because it's about inward movement, you know, how the heart beats, it makes something go into, which is the blood. We can use it in number 1, okay? So I wanted you to compare those two.
Would you repeat both, please, for me?
The which one?
The both options, stem inflow and the other.
Yes. The first one is flat line. What is the meaning of flat line? We can use this in medicine when we talk about hearts. When the heart stops, you flatline, you die. This is the meaning of my happiness flatline. It means my happiness stopped. I died. This is like we use the heart as an example, okay? Because word inward movement, it simulates the movement of the heart. The heart moves the blood inside the arteries. It goes through the heart, and then it beats, and then we live, okay? And stem the inflow, it's when you reduce, when you increase something, okay? But the one you have doesn't decrease. For example, right now with all of the campaigns for stopping waste, we are increasing consciousness in recycling, okay? We're increasing that, but the waste that we already have doesn't decrease. What we stop is the one that is coming.
Thank you.
The new one. You're welcome. And the last one, let's see who we have here. Carlos Daniel, can you read this?
Oh, yeah, sure. The bows are 3 different sizes, so they nest, making them easy to store. The remaining one, F, fit one inside the other.
Okay, now question, do you guys know what's a nest?
The place where the birds go to put their eggs.
Exactly, that's a nest. And as always in English, because English is a language in which we can use one word for many different meanings, that is a nest. Nest has another meaning too, okay? Figurative meaning, if you want, which is when we want to say, okay, the mom loves her children so much, she's nesting a home for them. Okay, she's not literally doing it, but it's a figurative meaning. There's one more meaning for nest. If we check, imagine Tupperware. Tupperware creates a lot of bowls, and sometimes, they have many sizes, and you can fit one inside the other. This is another meaning of nest. Okay, that one fits inside the other, like a matryoshka doll.
Like matryoshka dolls.
Exactly. We thought of the same, like a matryoshka doll.
I wanted to ask something about flatline.
Mhm.
Could it possibly mean keep constant something?
Keep constant.
Something?
I haven't heard that meaning. Usually we
Yeah.
use flatline to mean something stopped.
It
For
could be.
example,
Oh, sorry. Carlos.
go ahead, please. Go ahead.
It's as a figurative language talking about the movement of the heart, as you told.
That it's,
The heart is beating in a different I don't know how to say rhythm.
in a
Yes,
different
but
rhythm.
when something is not emotion, it doesn't gives you or provides an emotion for you. It's like flat, that it's
Okay,
not giving
okay,
you.
I see what you mean. Like when something remains static.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Or yes, when something remains static, we can use it like that. Or as the teacher was saying, if we use it in figurative meaning, or your feelings, you can maybe say, the feelings I had for my ex flatlined, which is, okay, the heart wasn't going like this anymore. Okay, excellent. Now check, whenever
I
we,
have seen it.
yes, Gloria, tell us.
Yeah, I have seen it in some series and some movies, but related to whenever you drink alcohol, that you flatline. We even use that in Spanish, that you drink alcohol, but you don't get drunker. You just flatline with the alcohol that you are drinking. So I have seen it in some series
Yeah, it's
and some movies.
vocabulary that we use in TV series, in TV shows, also Grey's Anatomy. They use flatline a lot when somebody dies. But
Yeah.
flatline. It's kind of informal, but they use it. Okay, Constanza is laughing. She's probably a Grey's Anatomy fan. Are you, Constanza? Yes, me too. Excellent. So whenever we learn vocabulary, guys, it's going to be something like this, okay? Challenging things, all right? Very good. Now, we're going to do something for authentic pronunciation. What do you mean is, what do you think, sorry, it's authentic pronunciation or authentic listening? What do you think is that?
Something that doesn't sound foreign. Sometimes a teacher from the UK told me that they can differentiate level of English because sometimes people sound foreign, that they use English like so that's what they told me, and I got the idea that you need to sound as natural as possible whenever you are talking.
That's right. And it also comes with the responses we give sometimes, okay? For example, I remember the last time I was being prepared to be an oral examiner. You know, as teachers, we're always preparing to take certifications. So sometimes you go, you take the certification, you pass, and then you train to become a teacher of that exam. If you pass and you approve, now you can teach the TOEFL preparation course or the Cambridge preparation course, and then you do some other process to become an oral examiner of those exams. So I was in that process to become, in the final one, to become an oral examiner. And in the course the teacher was giving us, he said something very interesting, but it's very right. He said, and he was from California, that most of the times they know when the students are from another country with the accent, of course, but also because of the answers they give. He says, if we ask somebody in the States, so what's your name? They say Mario, Kevin. But if we ask a student of English, they always say, my name is, okay? So it's like an automatic response. It's like what the teacher was saying. This is how they know. So we can help ourselves with authentic listening skills, because the more we listen to real materials or real audios, real podcasts. When I say real, I mean something that was not recorded or was not graded for learning English. Okay? If you watch TV series, that is authentic listening. Okay? If you watch a movie in English, it is also authentic listening. If you listen to the audios of the books you use with your students, are those authentic listenings? No, because they were thought of to facilitate the knowledge, to facilitate the words. They were looking for cognates. They were looking for easy expressions. The people who recorded, they were probably enunciating a lot and speaking slower. Okay. However, have you seen the TED Talks? Those are authentic listenings. They don't wait. They don't say, oh, I have to speak slower because somebody might not understand. No, they just speak. There's fluency, okay? So today, with these first activities, I'm going to prepare you so that the next class, we watch a fragment of a TED Talk for authentic listenings. But something I really like is, first, we check vocabulary, then something that is going to facilitate your listening comprehension, and later on the video. This vocabulary that we check, flatline and all of those words, come in the TED Talk. So it's easier for you to catch them, all right? Meaning, now you will know the meaning when you hear the word. So we are preparing you for the next class, okay? Now, in authentic listening, we do something, or the speakers do something to shorten words and shorten phrases, okay? And this is something, as a teacher, sometimes we also do. When we combine some words with a word of, have, or to, sometimes the words maybe change in the speech, or they are lost. We don't hear them, okay? This is what happens, for example, when we use schwa, which is a reduced weak sound. Are you familiar with schwa, the symbol? This inverted E that you see in red, it's a schwa. I always tell my students that a schwa is the weak sound of vowels. Imagine that somebody's punching you right here, right here, right here. And then you say, that's the sound of schwa. Okay, imagine a punch. All right. So in addition to those word combinations, we have the schwa sound. And then something like this happens. Okay, now important. I'm not teaching you to write this, because in any writing exam, you cannot write informally. Okay, no. But whenever you hear authentic listening, for example, in the TED Talks, people will probably sound like this. So it's important just to catch, sometimes to say it in an informal context, not in exams context, but it's very important that you catch it with your hearing. So for example, we have kind of, which becomes kinda, when it's something very fast, okay? Then we have should have. All of the modals in the past, should have, could have, would have, they become shoulda, coulda, woulda, okay? And want to typically becomes wanna. Have you ever listened to your students wondering, teacher, so what is wanna? Because they listen to that in songs. Okay, we can explain. It's what happens when American people or people that speak English as a first language combine words. A new sound is created, and it's this one. They can use it for speaking, not for writing. All right. So this for authentic listening skills. We also call it like a relaxed pronunciation. Okay. Now let's try to identify this. Okay, I want you to check this box that I have here with these numbers from 1 to 3, okay? Check the box. And I want you to listen. Somebody of you is going to read these sentences, and well, any volunteer, okay, will read the sentences, and the rest of the teachers are going to underline expressions with to and of, and reduce and changed, okay? So please, number 1, write these expressions down on your notebook. Tell me when you're ready. And then who volunteers to read the sentences? Any volunteer? Carlos, you raise your hand? You volunteer. Okay, then Carlos is going to read them. Carlos, try to sound as natural and fast as possible. And then let's see if the teachers identify those natural, relaxed sounds, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay, wait, let's wait. Are you guys ready? Did you write this down? Okay, let's just give a minute. Ready? Okay, I see some are ready, some others now. Let's just wait a little. Now you feel like you're students when you say, you ready? Finished? Finished copying? All right. Okay, I think teachers are ready. So Carlos, start with number 1, and please teachers underline. Okay.
Okay. So can I use contractions in the
Yes,
reading?
please.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
to sound as natural as possible.
Okay. So I'm gonna suggest that less stuff and less space are going to equal a smaller footprint.
Okay. Now, teachers underline the expressions with to and of that help us reduce sounds, okay? Ready? Let's go to number 2. Carlos, can you?
Oh, okay. First of all, you have to edit ruthlessly.
Okay, a few seconds to underline. And finally, Carlos, number 3.
We've got to cut the extraneous out of our lives, and we've got to learn to stem in the inflow.
Good. Okay, ready. So Gloria, which words or expressions did you underline in number 1?
Gonna? I don't know
Okay.
if you can hear me. My connection is really weak.
We hear you. So the use of gonna, you underline I'm going to.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest going to be a smaller. I think that's
Gonna suggest. Any other? Any other one, guys, in the first
I am in number 3. I was talking, but I don't think you heard me right.
Hear you, Gloria. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I was in number 3.
Sorry.
I just said that for number 3, I identify aura. We've got to cut extraneous out of our lives, but I think we were in number 1. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm having some issues with your audio, but don't worry, don't worry. Laura, did you find any other word to help us reduce sounds in sentence 1?
No, I think not, but maybe are gonna equal a smaller footprint.
We're gonna equal a smaller footprint. So we have 2 with reducing going and 2, okay? Number 2, Alma, which one can we use to reduce in number 2?
I think it's first of all, but I'm not sure how we can. Well, this first off, we don't say, well, you don't pronounce first of all. You say first of all, no? So you can
Exactly.
contract.
There you with of, you are putting something together. First of all, right? Very good.
First of all.
Number 3, Armando.
And the number three is out of.
Give me a second because somebody's saying that wants to enter the session, but I don't have any new participants. Let me check. Trying to access. Oh, here. Ale. There. Okay, so we just added a participant. Can you repeat the answer, please?
Yes, I think out of, something like that.
Out of.
And go to.
And got to.
Go to.
We've
Yes.
got to. Okay, very good. Actually, yes, correct those. Very good. So out of, with of, we normally, as Alma was saying, we don't say out of our, we just say out of. Very good. And we've got to. We put those sounds together. Let's check one more, okay? Here we have some extracts and expressions, okay? Now it says, read the extracts 4 and 5 from the TED Talk. Which expressions do you think will be reduced or changed? Okay. So please read them and tell me, Ismael, which expressions do you think that will be reduced or changed? Ismael, number 4, Mildred, number 5, okay? Okay, guys, ready? Ismael, can you tell me number 4?
Is lot of. You can say out of.
Sorry, Ismael, can you repeat that, please?
Is out of.
Out of, okay. So we can use one more here. We can use a lot out and out of when we say out of the wall. Okay, good. Mildred?
Could be the use of
Oh, I just saw a typo here.
yeah.
Changing. Well, it should be an S. Let's do this super quick. Okay, there you go.
So that one, not like most of. I'm not sure about that one.
Sorry, I'm having some issues with your audio too.
Okay. Now can you listen to me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe most of. I'm not sure about that one. And here is like
Here in this one, you're correct. We can reduce whenever you see off. It's a sound that it's weakened. It's very weak and it gets lost. We have most of us, we have all of us, we have bunch of days. So see, when we say those, most of us, you just say it fast, most of us. The sound of gets a little bit lost. When you say all of us, also, you hear all, you hear us, but off gets a little bit lost there. And for a bunch of days, we're gonna say bunch of days, okay? So there you have 3 off sounds that you can reduce. For us, it's easy. For the students, well, sometimes it's a little bit hard to identify this. So it's very convenient to teach about weak sounds every now and then, okay? Excellent, guys. Any questions so far? Nope. Good. So far, easy peasy. Now, let's get into grammar details. There is something very important we can do when we speak to sound more natural, okay? It is not only important to be able to listen to authentic material so that we polish our hearing. It is also very important to sound ourselves as natural as possible. And how do we do this? There's one way to do this, which is avoiding repetition. Sometimes we repeat the noun a lot, okay? So there are some small tricks in grammar to avoid this repetition. Okay, now we're going to be using a different book. I'll tell you in a minute. But this is just to avoid the repetition, okay? Before we start into the grammar for this, I want to make you think for a moment, okay? This is an extract from the book. As I said at the beginning, whenever we use something from the books, I'm trying to add the picture here in case you don't have the book print so that we can all participate, okay? So this is an extract from the Viewpoint book, okay, from the Viewpoint, which is just to make you think. So let's hear it. How might people, imagine there are some group of people having interviews. How might people in the interviews continue this first sentence without repeating words? Okay, choose words to delete or change, and then we will go into the grammar chart, okay? So I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but how can we continue?
It could be, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but I don't do it anymore. Could be.
I don't do it anymore. Okay, so check what she's using. I don't do it. It is replacing what?
The trashy novels.
Trashy
The activity.
Yes, that is correct, Alma. That is one way to do it because we don't repeat the noun and the adjective that is describing it. Okay, good. But now I don't do it.
I haven't
Gloria?
read one. Could it be, I used to read a lot of trashy novels, but I haven't read one in ages.
But I haven't read one in ages. Okay, I haven't read one in ages. Very good. One, again, one is replacing trashy novels. She's not repeating. Very good. Excellent. So this is what we have to do, okay? Trying not to sound too repetitive, all right? Now, let's check how can we do this, okay? This is how to do it, guys. Basically, we can use some words and expressions, okay? Number one, we can avoid repeating the infinitive verb phrases by using to, okay? And this is very typical in English when we use to. When do we do this? When the meaning is clear, okay? When what you want to transmit is clear enough, we use to. For example, Constanza, can you read the first example in blue?
I would love to write like her, but I'll never be able to. I mean, I'd like to, but
Excellent. So here we're using to twice to replace something, okay, not to repeat. The first two, Constanza, what's replacing?
the first two.
Or what is the meaning that is hidden?
Write like her.
Right, like her, okay? So imagine, I would love to write like her, but I'll never be able to do it, maybe. But it's not necessary for me to complete it. It's not necessary for me to say to do it, because you understand what I'm trying to say.
Like her.
Exactly. You understand. So the meaning is clear. I can finish with to. Then I mean, I like to what? Write like her, but I can't, for example. All right. Have you heard this when people end sentences with to? No? This is something very popular. Imagine a situation like, hey, imagine your group of friends, they are going to Cancun, and your mom asks you, so are you going with them? Maybe you say, I want to, but I don't have time. I want to what? Well, if you're talking about a trip, if you're talking about that your friends are going to Cancun, then I want to means I want to do it. I want to go, but for some reason I can't. Okay, this we use a lot. Okay, or imagine that your sister goes to visit you. Okay, and you guys eat together in your house, and then she wants to do the dishes, and you say, hey, leave those there. You don't have to. You don't have to what? Well, you don't have to do the dishes. Okay? Excellent. This is how we used to when we don't want to sound too repetitive. Can you read the second example, please, Armando?
We had to read Shakespeare's play in college. Well, we were supposed to.
We were supposed to what? Well, to read the plays. This is this has a hidden meaning. Well, we were supposed to, meaning, oh, he probably didn't do it. Okay, excellent. So this is the first example of how to avoid repetition. Is this clear? Okay, let's do this. I'm going to give you a minute to write down a sentence in your notebooks using this, something similar to the two examples we have. And when we're done, Carlos, Ale, and Bere are going to share their sentence with the class, okay? So I'll give you guys a minute. Let me use my stopwatch and I'll tell you when we can start, okay? All right, you have a minute. Okay, time is up. Carlos, can you please read your example?
Sure. I have to go to the office, but I don't want to.
Excellent, very good. Who else we said? Ale.
I try to exercise, but I haven't time to.
Sorry, I couldn't listen well. There's some audio issues. Can you repeat the sentence?
Okay, so I try to exercise, but I am too. Haven't time to.
I try to exercise.
Yes.
Hear that. I try to exercise, but
I haven't time.
okay. In this case, but I haven't. You don't need the to. Just but I haven't. To is when
I
you
was
need to
looking.
use a verb after. Here, when you say haven't, the meaning is explicit. Okay, is not followed by another verb. The example of Carlos was different. I have to go to the office, but I don't want to. I don't want to what? What would be next? Go to the office. Okay. And finally, oh, Ale, right? Bere, can you please read your example? If you're there, because sometimes you're teaching on Saturdays, Bere, are you there?
Miss, I'm teaching, I'm working now, I'm just trying to get some ideas.
Okay, don't worry. Then somebody else. Mildred, can you read your example, please?
Yes. I want to eat junk food, but in this one, I was completing.
Can you repeat the first part? I couldn't hear you well.
Yeah. I want to eat junk food, but I'm not able to.
But I'm not able to. Okay, very good, but I'm not able to. Excellent. So this is how we use to when the meaning is implicit, okay, to avoid repetition. Questions here before we move on to the next one? No? Okay. Now, I want you to notice the negatives with the two verbs, with try and prefer. I want you to try to observe how we use the negative way. Alma, can you read the first example, please?
I shouldn't read trashy novels, and I tried not to, but...
Very good. So what happens in the negative? We use verb, not in the middle, and to. I try not to. Excellent. Armando, can you read the second example? Oh, Armando, you're on silence.
Oh, yes, sorry. I used to read a lot, but these days I prefer not to.
Very, very good. Okay, so I prefer not to. I try not to. All right, not is the negative. Now, there is one more way. Carlos?
I have a question about this. Sometimes I heard that some people say, for example, in the second sentence, I used to read a lot, but these days I prefer not to do so. In the end, they say to do so is also correct?
Yes, but it's just more emphatic.
Oh, okay.
You're
It
making
sounds
more emphasis.
a little
Yes.
bit more fancy.
Yes, exactly.
It's
It's also correct. You can finish in not to or not to do so.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Do also helps you not to repeat the read, but it's just a little bit longer. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. There's one more way, guys, that we can use to avoid repetition. We can use the words one or once. In this case, these are not for verbs, but these are to avoid repeating countable nouns. okay? Super important. Don't use them after my, your, his, etc. So not after possessive adjectives, and not after some, any, or both, unless there is an adjective there, okay? But after these words, you don't use one or ones, super important. Okay, let's see how we use this. Constanza, please read the first example.
I read all her books. Her best one is.
Okay, one is replacing what?
All her books.
One is replacing her books. Very good. Okay, so see, in this case, we are replacing a countable noun, all right? Any questions? I have read all her books. Her best one is excellent. Okay. Laura, can you please read number 2?
Of course. It's of the books I read, the ones I like best are not nonfiction.
Very good. Why do we use ones here and not one?
Because we use ones to refer about the books, but if we repeat of the books I read, the books I like, it's too repetitive. So
exactly.
That's why we replace it with the ones, I think.
Is it because the first example is one, just singular, and in the second example, they are plural, and I guess
yes,
you are going to say more than one, right?
More than one, exactly, Ale. Because in check, the first one says her best one, meaning from all of the books that author has, this is the one, okay, just one. On the second example, of the books I read, the ones I like best are, so from all of
We're
the
talking
books,
about the category or gender of reading, right?
Sorry?
You are talking about the category of the books or
yes,
a gender
and about
of the
plural books, because you're using are. Are is telling you it's not an is here. The best one is, the ones I like best are, so more than one book. I'm going to mention more than one, okay? Excellent. So we can use one or ones. Now, common errors. Check, it says you can omit one, once, after first, second, next, best, but not after new, big, small, long. For example, I hope she writes a new one, okay, not a new. Okay, you can omit it because it sounds incomplete. I hope she writes a new what? Okay, so a new one. Okay, so these are the two ways to avoid repetition. Any questions, guys, so far? No? Okay, I have very smart students. This is why I like this class. Nobody has questions.
I have one.
Okay.
My question is more about how can we call the group of expressions, of reduced expressions that we use in the last way to sound natural, like gonna, ahora, that group of expressions, how do we call it?
Okay, that is something we call connected speech.
Okay.
It's like small sounds you create when you connect one word or two. It's called connected speech.
Okay.
You're welcome. Excellent. So let's continue. Let's do an exercise. Where can you find this exercise if you want to use your books, the ones that you have? It's in the Viewpoint book. Okay. Do you have the Viewpoint book with you? Yes? Okay, let me tell you exactly what page. Give me a second. Okay, hold on. Where is here? Stop share. Give me a second, I'll tell you the page. Okay, if you have it there, it's on page 13. 13, okay? Now let's go back. Okay, let me share the screen again. Oh, not this one, sorry. Okay, so here, in case you guys don't have the book, it's here. Now let's do this activity, okay? We have 9 sentences. I'm going to help you with number 1. Check. These days, I hardly ever pick a book up. Well, I tend not to pick up a book. I rather read a magazine. Okay. Now the idea is eliminate repetition. So here we would rather say these days I hardly ever pick a book up. Well, I tend not to. I rather read a magazine. I don't need to say pick up a book. I tend not to. I rather read a magazine. Did you see what I do there? I just eliminated that repetition. Well, I tend not to. That's it. I rather read a magazine. Do you get the idea of the activity?
Yes.
Yes? All right.
Yes.
So I helped you with number 1. I need you to work with number 2, 3, until 9. Okay? All right. So let's give it 5 minutes. Anyways, I'm going to be asking you, and we check this together. All right? You don't need to copy. Just eliminate the words from your book.
I've never
Okay?
read, but I like to read it. One, two. Hide, replace, special more. Replace. It's beyond me.
Ready or not yet? Not yet, okay. Please tell me when you're done so we continue, okay? Okay, guys? Not yet? Okay, no pressure. Just want you to let me know.
I'm done.
Okay, we have one done. Carlos, are you done? Okay. Let's just wait a little for the rest.
Ready?
Okay, I think more people are done. Don't worry, we can do it together, reading them and answering at the same time. So, okay, Constanza, please read number 2.
Okay, there's a lot of literature I haven't read. I've never read Moby Dick, but I like to one day.
But I like to, okay, very good. But I like to one day. Do you guys agree? Do we eliminate read Moby Dick?
Yes.
I only, the thing I did was, I mean, it's a whole sentence, so I just remove also one day.
You also remove one day?
Yeah, well, this is what I did. I never read Moby Dick, but I like to.
I like to. I think we don't need to remove one day because it's expressing eventually, right?
Okay.
But you eliminate just the repetition. Number 3, Alma.
Yes, I read plays, especially modern ones. My favorite one is Arthur Miller. I've read all his plays. The best one is The Crucible. So you haven't to see it performed to really get something out of it.
Very good. Alma had a lot of contractions, well, not contractions, a lot of words she eliminated to avoid repetition. So Alma, can you repeat those? They are correct. Can you repeat those again? Just what you added, please?
Yes, the first one is I read plays, especially modern ones.
Modern ones, okay.
Then my favorite one is Arthur Miller. I've read all his plays. His best one is The Crucible. And that's it, I think.
The best one, okay. So she's using one, ones, etc. Okay. Number 4, Armando.
In elementary school, we had to learn poems by heart. At least we were supposed to.
At least we were supposed to. Correct. Very good. Carlos, number 5.
Excuse me, teacher, I've got a question.
Yes.
I was thinking about it in exercise number 3. It says like I read plays, especially modern ones, but then when they took my favorite, I didn't favorite one because in the first I was thinking they are talking about the work, and this in my favorite playwright they are talking about the author. So
let me read again. I read plays. Oh, okay, in this one, yes, you're right, because it says Arthur Miller. Playwright. What is playwright? Playwright in Spanish would be autor teatral. So it's a person that writes for the theater. You're right. So in this one, just my favorite playwright, because we haven't used playwright before, not just play. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, thank you. Who was going to read next one? Carlos, right?
The 5. I read for half an hour in bed every night before I go to sleep. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't make this one. I don't know why. Well, I will do it right now. I read for half an hour in bed every night before I go to sleep. Well, I try to for half an hour in bed every night. I try to. That's all. I'm sorry.
Well, I try to.
I read for half an hour in bed every night before I go to sleep. Well, I try to.
Read for half an hour in bed every night.
I'm sorry, I skipped this one.
That's it. Very good. Laura, number 6.
Okay, I can see the point of going into bookstores to buy print books. I tend to not go into bookstores to buy print books. My books are all downloaded onto tablet. It's cheaper. Well, in this case, I eliminate into bookstores to buy print books. So the corrected sentence is, I can see the point of going into bookstores to buy print books. I tend to not go. My books are downloaded onto a tablet. It's cheaper. I eliminate that part only.
So I tend not to. Exactly, I tend not to until there.
Yes.
Good. Let me see, who do I have next here after Laura? Gloria, can you please read the next one?
Yeah, it's number 7, right? Yes, okay. It's beyond me why people don't listen to audiobooks more. I love biographies, and it's a great way to read, especially long ones. I always get new. I have 2 possibilities here. I always get new ones if I'm able to. That's what I.
Okay, guys, did you agree here? I always get new ones. Hello?
No, teacher, because we are talking about autobiographies, not audiobooks.
Yeah, audiobooks was mentioned before, but then they changed slightly. They changed the subject. Okay, it's when it's very, very, very clear. Okay, So it's beyond me why people don't listen to audiobooks more. Okay, I love biographies, changing subject, and it's a great way to read, especially long ones, correct? I always get new audiobooks if I'm able to. Okay, just once, Gloria. The rest, 2 more that you use, correct, okay? Areli, next one.
That's number 8. I still go to the library to borrow books. The ones I get are usually historical novels. They are the best ones.
You're the best ones. Correct. Very good. Ale, next one.
Oh, 9, but I haven't read much classic literature like the work of Jane Austen. Some of her books are also movies, like Emma and Pride and Prejudice. Both ones, yes, both ones are good, but the best one is Emma. That sticks in my mind. I was thinking about it. If I could use both.
I'm having a lot of issues to understand the audio. It's like cutting a lot. I don't know if it's just me or if that's the sound, but it's a little bit hard. Okay.
Okay. So
I haven't read much classic literature. Then
but
but I like the work of Jane Austen. Some of her books are also movies, like Emma and Pride and Prejudice. Both, there you said something. Both.
I'm not sure if I wasn't sure if both movies are good, but the best one or both ones because.
Okay. So you put once after both, but you say you're not sure. Both movies are good, but the best one.
Yes.
That sticks in my mind. Did you guys only use the best one here? Yes. Remember here, there was something that said, do not use it after both and some other expressions.
Oh,
Remember?
I was right. Okay, excellent.
All right, very good. So this is how we avoid repetition. Questions so far? Okay, just try to put in.
I have a doubt, teacher.
Somebody?
If we use a lot of times my favorite one, the ones I love, or in the same sentence, is not repetitive at all.
It's preferable instead of repeating the whole thing. Remember that English is a language that is very practical.
Yes.
So native people are always trying to speak in shorter sentences as long as they are understood. Okay, so it's a very direct language. It's used a lot in speaking. So don't worry about repeating one or once. It's preferable. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now something we need to check, because remember, let me go back a little. Here in the grammar points, between parentheses, it says we need to check how to avoid repetition, and also we need to check the use of used to. Okay, we already checked able, we already checked one and once, but we need to check used to. And whenever we check used to, it's very important to contrast used to with would, because they are both used for similar things. So we need to find that small differences. Okay, let's check used to and would. Okay, we use both. Okay, we use used to and would when we talk about something that happened. These are the keywords. Something that happened regularly or repeatedly in the past, but not now. Okay, we often use the structures used to plus infinitive and would plus infinitive. Let's check how we use used to. In the case of this one, we can use it to talk about past states that are not true anymore. past states that are not true anymore. Example, we used to live in New York when I was a kid. In my case, I can tell you, oh, I used to live in Florida when I was a kid, but now, I'm in Mexico, so not anymore. Okay, so for a past state, that is not true anymore. Okay, example 2. There didn't used to be a supermarket there. When did it open? Okay, there didn't used to be a supermarket there. When did it open? Okay, in this case, you don't see the D in use because we're using simple past didn't. That's why. And next one. Did you used to have a garden? Imagine that we're talking about your childhood, the house you had in your childhood. And I ask you, hey, did you used to have a garden? I'm talking about a past state and probably a past house. Okay, is this clear? All right, this is the first use. We can also use used to talk about past habits. These are repeated actions that don't happen anymore. Example, I used to go swimming every Thursday when I was at school. So it was a routine for this person to go swimming. Okay, every Thursday, it was a routine. It was an action in the past that repeated. It happened a lot of times. It happened every Thursday. Okay, one more example. She used to smoke, but she gave up a few years ago. It means in the past that person smoked, not anymore. And when a person smokes, they repeat that action a lot during the day. So a repeated action in the past. Okay, is this okay? No questions? Excellent. Now, would, okay? In the case of would, we can also use would to talk about repeated actions that don't happen anymore. It's very similar. Example, every Saturday I would go on a long bike ride. Example number 2, my dad would read me a magazine stories every night at bedtime. Okay, so past routines, past repeated actions with would too. Now, would for past habits is not very used, at least in normal speaking, because it's more formal than used to. So it is possible for past habits, but it is often used in stories. We don't normally use the negative or the question form of would for past habits. In this case, we use did you used to, okay, in a question, or I didn't used to. That's one of the biggest differences here. For negative and question, we prefer to use did you used to or I didn't used to. No, I wouldn't. It's very, you can do it, you can find it, but it's not very normal.
So I can use either one. The only difference is that one of them is more formal than the other one.
In the case of repeated actions in the past, yes, you can use either one. Let me go back. Okay. Repeated actions in the past, yes.
Okay.
States is for used to. Okay, check. What is a state? A state is something that is longer. It has more length of time or more duration. For example, living in New York, it's not something you repeat, you just live there for years. Okay, the supermarket being there, okay, it's not a repeated action, it's a state with a longer period of time. Think about hair. I can say, oh, when I was a child, I used to have long hair. Not correct. I would have long hair because it's not something you repeat. Just I used to.
Okay.
It's a past state. That's another of the differences. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Very good. Questions? Questions? Nope. Are you sure? Because we're going to do an activity with this. So if you have questions.
Can you repeat that? Oh, forget it. I got it.
You got it. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do an activity and probably we will, depending on the time, maybe yes, maybe this is the last activity before the break. Then we have the break and then, okay? So it's going to be an oral exercise. Okay, I want you to think of this situation. I'm going to nominate one person, I'll say the name, and the person will think of this situation. Just retired. Then that person has to come up with 3 sentences. I used to, maybe, I don't know, work a lot, work long hours every day. I didn't used to have free time because I worked a lot. I'm getting used to be just in my house and having free time, for example, okay? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to nominate one person. The person reads the scenario, comes up with 3 sentences. We check if they are correct. And then that person, not me, nominates anyone. That person is going to say, okay, next one is Alma. And then I make another situation pop up, okay? Ready? So for this first situation, I'm going to nominate Laura. Imagine you've just retired.
Yes. So, can I pass my turn? Another one?
Your turn? Okay, yes.
I was doing another thing.
Oh, you were doing another thing. So tell me who nominates somebody.
Areli.
Areli. Okay, Areli.
Okay, I used to work 7 hours a day. I didn't used to get in touch with a lot of people. I'm getting used to, I don't know how to use that. I'm getting used to with my new way of life, with my new free time.
Very good, very good. Okay, excellent. Now, since we have many students and a few situations, let's repeat the situation. So the next person has to come up with different sentences, okay? So Areli, same situation, nominate somebody.
I want to nominate Gloria.
Okay, Gloria. Same situation.
Okay, I just retired. I wish. I used to stress myself a lot.
Okay.
Or I used to check, or I used to grade a lot of homework every day. I didn't used to work close to my house, and I'm getting used to having more free time.
I'm getting used to have what?
I'm getting used to, for this one, is it also possible to use I'm getting used? We usually say I am used to having more free time.
Or I'm getting used to.
Can I do the same with I'm getting used to?
You're becoming accustomed to something different. So you can say I'm getting used to
Is it correct if I?
Yes, sorry.
Is it possible to use it the same way we say used to, or I am used to having more free time, or I am used to waking up at 7 in the morning? Can I do the same with I'm getting used to?
Yes. Just the difference is I'm getting used to means I'm in that transition.
I'm getting accustomed.
Exactly. I'm getting accustomed. So you can say I'm getting used to having more free time. Correct. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Gloria, nominate another person for the next situation.
Let me see. Since my connection is really weak, I have already memorized a name, Constanza. I have a classmate, right? That it's Constanza.
Exactly, Constanza's here.
I have already memorized your name. Don't hate me, please.
This is the situation, Constanza. Wow, you wish.
You have one below trip. Okay. I used to work all day. I didn't used to have a lot of money in my pocket. And I'm getting used to enjoy life.
I'm getting used to enjoying life. Yes, because you've just won the lottery. Excellent. So same situation, Constanza, but nominate someone else.
Okay, I nominate Armando.
You nominate Armando. Excellent, Armando.
Okay. I used to buy my things in Coppel. I didn't used to pay my rent. I'm getting used to travel too much.
Oh my God, yes. I like your examples. Can you just repeat the last one? I hear you, but I hear you far, far, far away.
I'm getting used to travel too much.
I'm getting used to travel so much.
Yes, so much.
Good, good, excellent. Now, I'm going to give you guys another situation. Armando, nominate the next person.
Okay, let me check. Alma? Yes, Alma, please.
Alma.
Yes. It says you have moved from a big city to a small village. I used to get stuck in the traffic every day. I didn't used to breathe fresh air, and I am getting used to a more quiet life.
Excellent. Very good. Alma, same situation, different person.
Okay, let me see. Arely?
Arely, are you here? Yes.
Yes, you say again.
Well, she already participated. I don't know if teacher you want to
Yes, she
nominate
did.
different person.
Maybe nominate a person that hasn't. We have Mildred, we have Ale,
Oh,
we
yes.
have
What about Ismael?
Ismael, okay.
I used to visit a lot of restaurants. I didn't used to go out. I'm getting used to live in the village.
Can you repeat that one, please?
What?
The last one.
Okay. I'm getting used to live in the village.
I'm getting used to live in the village. Very good. Okay. Different situation, different person. Please, Ismael, nominate someone else. Ismael, can you tell me the name of somebody else to participate?
Mildred?
Okay. Who?
Mildred, no?
Mildred. Mildred, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, Mildred, there you have a new situation.
Okay. I used to do a lot of sports. I didn't used to be in bed all time. I'm getting used to watch TV now.
I'm getting used to watch TV now. Very good. Same situation, different person, Mildred.
Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. Carlos?
Carlos?
Hey, hey, you just broke your leg. I used to go running every day. I didn't used to stay on my bed all day. I'm getting used to be crippled.
Okay.
Can,
Okay.
can I say that?
Yes, you can say that, yes. Or I mean,
Okay.
it's grammatically correct. Okay. A little bit. I mean, just when you see a person that is handicapped, you say handicapped, not crippled, but yes.
Oh, okay, okay. I'm sorry.
With you and with your friends, yes. If you say to someone, hey, you're a cripple, it might be offensive. Okay.
Okay, 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 okay. I'm sorry.
I mean, but if you were me and I'm angry with the situation and I'm talking to my friends, I would use that with my friends. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay. Got it.
Someone,
Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm naming someone for a different situation.
Let me see. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Berenice?
I think she's teaching.
Oh, okay. Ale?
Yes, I'm here. Laura wants to participate too. She raises her hand. Okay. So, I just had a baby. Okay, so I didn't.
Oh, sorry.
Or
The first one,
what is?
the first one, I used to. Sorry.
Okay. So I had a baby. I used to sleep well. I used to change the diapers, and I'm getting used to have a. I'm getting used to my new body.
I'm getting used to what?
To my new body.
I'm getting used to my. Okay, excellent. Now you said Ale wanted to participate. Okay, Ale, can you?
No, Laura wants to participate. She raises her hand. I saw her doing this.
Thank you. Laura, same situation. Remember the first one is I used to.
Okay. I used to have a lot of time, a free time.
Huh?
I didn't used to work a lot.
Huh?
I'm getting used to I know. I don't have a lot of concentration today.
Don't worry.
I'm getting used to clean a lot of things.
Of getting used to what?
Clean a lot of things.
Yes. Okay, I'm getting used to crying babies. I'm getting used to, well, you have to get used to many things with babies to stay up late or wake up in the middle of the night. Crazy things. All right, nominate somebody for the next situation. Here's the next situation in blue. Laura, can you please nominate somebody to participate?
Yes. I nominate Gloria.
Gloria, okay.
She didn't do
Okay.
participate.
Did you say Gloria? Yes, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to turn my camera off because my connection is really bad.
Don't worry, Gloria.
Okay, which one?
The one in
You
blue.
have split up with your partner. Okay, you have split up with partner. I used to have a big crush on him.
Okay.
I then used to see his, let me see, I didn't used to think we were going to break off
Okay.
sometime. And I'm getting used to free time and my new life.
Okay, very good. Same situation, new person, Gloria. Please mention a name.
Let me see. Alma.
Alma.
Okay, you have a split up with your partner. I used to spend a lot of time with him. I didn't used to eat alone. And I am getting used to have more free time.
Excellent, very good. Now, Alma, different situation, just tell us the name of a person.
Armando.
Okay. Okay. I used to drive very fast. I didn't used to beat the question in the...
Sorry, come again, can you repeat that one?
I am thinking, what is banned? I don't understand very well.
You're banned, like you don't have the permission to do it anymore.
Oh, yes, okay. I used to drive very fast. I didn't used to respect the things.
The traffic signs, very good.
I'm getting used to walk a lot.
All right, excellent. Same situation, different person.
Ismael?
Ismael, okay.
I used to drive in the night. I didn't used to ride the bike. I'm getting used to street more. I walk more. Sorry.
I'm getting used to walk more. Okay, good, Ismael. Okay, Ismael, please nominate another person for the last situation.
Areli.
Really?
Okay, the last one. You quit your job. I used to work unhappily.
Can you repeat that one?
I used to work unhappily.
Okay, unhappily, yes.
I didn't used to get on well with my coworkers. I'm getting used to finding new jobs or visiting portal jobs.
Okay, looking for jobs, yes.
Looking for jobs.
Very good.
I'm getting used to looking for jobs.
Okay, one more person, Areli, please, for the same situation.
Okay. Constanza. Sorry.
I used to work all day at an office. I didn't used to um, be to have a nice relation with my boss, and I'm getting used to looking for a job.
Used to looking for a job. Okay. Okay. Now, guys, is this clear? Used to and would. Okay. Very good. So we can continue because we still have 5 minutes. I know you're eager. Oh, what happened? Oh, here. I know you're eager to go and have breakfast, but we just have 5 more minutes. Okay. In these 5 more minutes, I want to know, number one, if you have any questions so far from everything we've covered up until now. No?
Yeah, I was about to write something about the difference between used to and would, and because I didn't understand perfectly well when you say it, you say that. So can we go back to that screen? I didn't write the difference. I was trying to like to.
Okay, I'm getting there. Sorry.
No rush. Yeah, that part. We can use or we can change replace used to for would where we are talking about past states that are not true anymore, that are no longer in action, we might say.
Yes, what I was saying is we use used to, okay? And then we use used to and would for past habits or past
Past habits. I can use any of them.
for past habits, you can use either. Yeah.
Okay.
They're pretty much
Can you give me an example just to write it and read it once again?
for past habits.
Where a sentence where I can replace used to for would.
Okay, okay, yes. When I was a child,
Okay, when I was a child.
I would always visit my grandma on Saturday.
Can you repeat? I was struggling with the audio.
Yes. Child,
When I was a child,
I would always visit my grandma on Saturday.
I would always visit my grandma
On
on
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay. I would always. Now you can.
Okay.
When I was a child,
I
used
used to.
grandma on Saturday.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. So what I want you guys to see is pretty much interchangeable. So you can use one when you're talking about past habits or an action that was repeated a lot in the past. The action happened a lot. For example, I would take piano lessons on Fridays as a child, or I used to take piano lessons on Fridays as a child. They are pretty much interchangeable when you're talking about those things, either past habits or, well, repeated actions in the past, which is the same as a past habit. Okay, a habit is something you do a lot, so you repeat it much. The small difference is used to is more, or it's used apart from past habits to talk about past states, something that was more permanent or lasted a longer period of time. For the example I gave you before was, I used to have short hair as a child. There, I cannot say I would have short hair. No, it's a state, it's different. Or I used to live in New York when I was a kid, like the first example. Or you cannot say I would live in New York now, because it's something longer, more permanent. Okay?
Teacher, can you pass to the following screen? Yes, that one.
And here we said, well, it's for repeated actions. Just remember, For past habits or repeated actions, would is considered more formal. Okay, it's a consideration. It's considered more formal. And it's very odd, very weird to use it in negative. Possible, yes, but very weird. It doesn't sound natural. So for negative and questions, we use used to. Okay? All right, any questions? Nope. Very, very good. Okay, whenever you need more time on a slide, tell me. I can give you time, okay? Because I see many of you taking the notes. Whenever you need more time, you can tell me, teacher, I need to take my notes. Perfect, okay? All right, ready for the break? Yes? Excellent, so let's go take the break and I'll see you back here at 11:30, okay? Enjoy your breakfast. See you around, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.